So one way of unplugging from the simulation is to just leave, is to just return home to consciousness. And somebody might say, well, that's being selfish. All these other beings that you know and don't know, they're all still trapped in the simulation. Don't you want to help them? Don't you want to be the equivalent of a bodhisattva, right? In Buddhist tradition, don't you want to help everyone awaken first before you awaken? The trick being, though, is but every being who does actually return home, every divine spark that returns home is one less power source for the matrix. It may seem like not much, only 100 left this year, but that's 100 less power sources that are running this matrix. And I'm curious, right now we're in the Great Reset. This is not sort of some sort of accidental language. This is very, very clear what they're telling us. They're resetting this entire reality. They're going to re-push the start button on the simulation. And I think that's happening because they're not getting enough power. The power supply, they need a new, bigger power supply, and they're not getting enough for whatever reason. Maybe enough people over the last 100 years or something have left. And they're what we're seeing, if you think of the reset, and again, like energy terms, it's all energy. Part of, from their perspective, is they need to up the energy power they're getting from the system. And when you start to realize that's what it's about an energy change that the system is going to take from us within it, you understand what's really good. It has nothing to do with commerce, it has nothing to do with money, it has nothing to do even with the entire control structure. It's about energy. And so if we stop giving the energy to the system's in big trouble. That, I think, is the greatest power, is to, again, turn the energy to all of us and to our, what we call communities, our closest friends. Because one thing we've learned in the last 3 years, you've learned who your friends are. You've truly learned who your friends are. A lot of people have become very alone in the course of, your family doesn't talk to you anymore, your friends don't talk to you anymore. They think you're nuts and you're out now. But you will have gained a few new friends, hopefully, in the course, or if you haven't, you will soon, who think like you do, who feel the world the way you do. And so all of a sudden, you're building a true family now. You're building your true family that is at your deepest thought, soul level, not just friends that exist because you played on the same sports team and you went to the same school, so you're supposed to be friends. And what this has done is shown that all of that is just covering. That's just like clothing. And you're now, we might have I myself have lost hundreds of friends over the last few years from the work I've been doing. But the ones I have left, we think the same. And so now it's like you want to share your energy with them. And so getting back, we stop sharing with the system. We share with our true friends and our true family. We're building a power for ourselves, not for it. And what it does is fine. It can do whatever it wants to do. We can choose what to do with our power and how we want to use it and how we want to create, at least you can say, the experiences we want to have. So once you begin to see it as some sort of artificial reality, some sort of, simulation, again, is just a word, but however you want to start looking at reality as not being the way we thought it is, again, we go back to the original program belief, what you were mentioning. How can we figure out how to fix it? How can we change it? How can we make it better? But can a video game character change their game? Can a video game character change the video game? And this game might be set up for one thing only: make everything in it suffer so we can steal energy from them. And that's it. And maybe that's what the thing is set up for. Now we can seemingly, because we have a ton of power, more power than humans have wanted to believe, and we can make changes in our reality. We can make changes in our personal world, in our small circle of community. We can definitely make that. But as soon as we try to fix the game, fix the program, it's almost like that's another wasted energy drain. If we start learning how to use our energy to transform what we have the ability to transform, and not try to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed. I've always said this a lot of times. Yeah, the world's insane, but it doesn't mean it's wrong. It's insane, but it's been set up to be insane. And once we recognize that the original setup of this world was set up by an insane creator, now it's like, well, that makes complete sense. Everything makes sense now, right? So, and what you call true, what is absolute, is outside of the whole matrix completely. It's outside of this whole reality, and it's not interfering. It's not trying to fix this realm. It's waiting. It's not. It's like the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, right? There's the real God pointing his finger towards us, and he's just leaving it. He's not doing more, just pointing the finger. It's our job to point our finger back there and reconnect, right? It's there, but we're trying to force that thing that's outside the matrix and put it in the matrix. We're trying to make the matrix what's outside of it, and that's where we have been, us anyway, those of us in this world. That's kind of, I think, the mistake we've made for a long time. When we look at these real ancient civilizations, the Maya, the Anasazi, the pre-Inca, the pre-Egyptians, the ones who built all of these ancient structures, they all disappeared, right? They literally disappeared. No one knows what happened to any of them. And it's highly likely they finally realized, however long they've been trying to fix this world, control this, and you can really, if you get to know the code, you can fix some coding here. But it's a lot of work, it's a lot of hassle, and it's a tremendous amount of energy. Eventually they might have just decided, you know what, let's just go home. And they did it together. They managed to pool their energy together as a group, and the Maya maybe just gone.